Listen here, bucko. You're not big enough, and we know this. But luckily, I'm here to help you. For today's thought to get you ready for arms, I just want you to picture Clayton Kershaw just on the mound throwing a piss missile, an absolute gnarly nuclear rocket of a fastball to your arm, and it hits you in the arm. Now, what are you doing? Are you going to start bitching and moaning because your arm hurts? Or are you going to be jacked enough that it bounces off your arm like a trampoline? You look up at him and you go, huh? What's up, bitch? That ain't shit, right? It just rocketed off. You're so jacked that you just tank a fastball. Are you going to be that big? Sometimes in life, in very specific, super niche, very, very specific situations, you might need to tank a fastball. These exercises I'm about to show you with this intensity are going to make your arms so jacked you're going to be able to tank a fastball, tank a bullet, a punch from the Hulk. Let's see, what else? You could probably step in front of a train and the train would just fly off, bounce off your arm because you're that jacked. Don't you want to be that jacked? Great. Stay tuned. You're going to want to see this.
Secret of the trade. First, you got to start with food. Let me show you. This is the greatest pre-workout meal you'll ever have in your entire life. You want optimal pump, optimal everything else optimal? This is what it is. Ready? Toast, peanut butter, layer it with bananas. Unreal. Craziest pump food of your life. You know, and I got chunky peanut butter on there, but usually I'm a creamy guy. Pause. But leave a comment down below what type of peanut butter you are. I'm also eating a kiwi. And yes, I eat the skin of it. Whoa, why are you eating the skin? Ew. This has got good antioxidants. Now, the more you know. The more you know. Good antioxidants in the skin. Eat the fuzz. Pause. This is a good enough meal to make the queen change her pants. All right, here we go. Let's go lift.
Okay, y'all, welcome to your favorite part of the video, the how does he does it. You know, I'm not yeet, but could sound like it. You want to get these jacked python arms like this. You know, my arms haven't always looked like this, obviously. You know, it's taken a lot of work, a lot of focus on squeeze. You know, I talk about squeeze a lot. You guys are like, oh my God, you say squeeze every video, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but you know what? I just don't think you're doing it. You're not squeezing at the top and using the heaviest weight you can possibly use. I don't care if you're getting 5 reps with each arm. As long as you're getting a good squeeze and controlling the decline, controlling the amount, controlling the way up, and even swinging. And even on your last couple reps, if you're just swinging it, swinging the weight, that's fine, man. Because you know what? When you swing it up, you're like, oh, don't use momentum. But then if you control it the way down and really have your arms shake, that's where that growth is going to come. I love to do drop sets on these because you know what? You want to get big python arms, you got to do it till your arms are really dead, right? You got to work down in the weight. People can talk all they want about drop sets, but like I think they're the greatest thing ever, especially because you know, if you fail on say 45 and then you fail on 25, you know your arm's really, really dead. And it just gives you a crazier pump. Like once you start seeing that bicep vein, whoo! That's like a whole energy drink in itself because then you're just motivated to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And honestly, I just do these all the time. I do 2 arm days a week. People might be like, damn, that's a lot of arm days. And look at me flexing like I think I'm macho. Yeah. Not macho, buddy. Not macho. You're not jacked, kind of. And then I do the same thing over again. You know, and it might sound repetitive when I say this, but I'm giving you all the tips. And that you need to make sure your body is stable and you're not swinging for the most part. Swinging is bad, you know. I think a lot of times when you do these exercises, people will try to do too much weight. And I know I say do the heaviest weight you possibly can without losing control. But sometimes people do too much weight. You know, if you need to drop it down to a less heavy weight in order to get controlled reps, that's perfectly fine. And you only need to do like 3 sets of these. I don't do like 6 sets till failure because if you're really going to failure, you should only need 2 to 3 sets, to be honest. Like if you're really pushing it to where your arm's dead and you can't lift it up 1 inch off the ground, you don't need like 7 sets because you've achieved that failure in your muscle. I know you've probably heard that other places, but it's true. Like I really do like 10 total sets for arms and I get great insane pumps because I'm pushing it to that level. If you do 40 sets at like a mid-range, you're probably going to get less growth in like 2 hours and 40 sets than I do in 45 minutes and 10 sets. Look at that, jacked, bro. That is jacked, straight up. My arms have never been that big. You know, I've been eating the right meals, eating the right food. You got to eat the right food because that's where it starts. But with this, hammer curls too. Hammer curls have become my staple. You want to get fat forearms. You want to get jacked, juicy ass forearms that a dog would look at and his mouth will start watering because it looks like the meatiest fucking piece of bone you've ever seen in your entire life. You need to do hammer curls. Put some chalk on your hands. I get the liquid chalk. It's absolutely insane. It has been a game changer. My grip doesn't slip, and I really have that squeeze. And I have that squeeze for my forearms and that squeeze for my biceps. You know, it's building the peak of your bicep doing the hammer curls. And I know I've talked about it before, but I can say it more in depth now that you're getting forearms and biceps. And you know what? Your arms will look bigger if you have bigger forearms. I don't do any specific, like, only intentional forearm exercises. I just do hammer curls and things that kind of work forearms along with it, and it does wonders. Because if you're going to failure on that, you know what else you're gonna go to failure? Your fucking forearms, bro. I'm telling you, look at me looking at the camera like I'm some hot stuff, bro. You're not auditioning for Love Island right now. You're just trying to look jacked, you know. You're just trying to look like Thor on a daily basis. Like, you know, and I feel like that's not an unachievable goal. It's definitely attainable. And I think if you're putting numbers in your head, like, oh, I'm going to go for 6 reps, that's just bad. Because then at 6 reps, you're going to tell yourself you're tired. You need to just go until your body physically gives out. You know, you need to be like moan it, pause, but you need to be grinding in a way where you dead ass, you're going to be sore for days. Then I do these where I lean the bench back and hold my elbows in the same place, so it's kind of like a isolated curl. And these are crazy too because I can't have any momentum. I'm locking my elbows almost behind my back, behind my chest, and then going up and squeezing. And this is a crazy isolation squeeze. And I use way less weight too. I can't do 45 pounds if I'm not sitting up with my weight forward. Like, if it's just my isolated arm, I do 20 pounds and then I drop it down to 10 pounds because that drop set really makes a difference. On these, I deadass go till sometimes I even do 5 pounds at the end where I can barely get that up, and my arm will be balloon pumped. Like, for one brief moment in time, I will feel like Arnold and I'll be like, oh my God, I made it. And then 20 minutes later when I don't have a pump, I'll be like, well, that was fun. But I really think going till this maxing out failure, moving the weight all the way down, people will be like, oh, it's too many things. But that's just the way I do it. You know, works for me. If you want arms that look like that, just do what I do. You know, I feel like the results don't lie. You know how I look when I started. Like, you've seen that picture of me, like, fucking 120 pounds. It's like, and then I do my little tricep. Woo! Talk about a horseshoe. And that guy's like feeling himself. All right, calm down, buddy. You're not a Homelander.
This is a pump I feel like Chris Hemsworth would be proud of. You know, I feel like Brad Pitt in that one movie would be proud of. I feel like it's a pump that Sam Solik would be proud of. You know, sometimes you walk out of there and you just feel like a champ. Sometimes you walk out of there and you feel like a bitch. But you do everything in your power every day to make sure when you go and check your pump, you feel like a champ. Today, I feel like a champ, you know? I feel solid. Look at that. You see that tricep? I did 1 tricep exercise. That's all it takes. 1. What I'm trying to look like is just chisel. I'm trying to get this. Let's see. I'm trying to get this and just chisel it down. Chisel like a Greek god in the stone. Fucking in the stone when they take a big block of stone and they carve a Greek god out of it. And you know, you go to Rome, I've been to Rome, but you know, you go to Rome and all the statues there, they all have like trend bodies, like chiseled, every carb, every like ab and muscle, every muscle that could be a muscle, it's carved perfectly. Like when someone says you look like a Greek god, it comes from that because their statues are dead ass. Like, if someone were to blast every steroid forever and eat perfectly clean diets and train perfect intensity and you have like a C-bomb at the Olympia body, that's what those statues look like. Like they have this, but it's like carved down into like perfect. You see the muscle fibers, and so like that's how I'm trying to be. Like that is crazy, bro. Holy cow. Holy cow. Eat that meal that I told you at the beginning of the video. Eat that meal and then go hit arms to ultimate failure. You see when I do the sets, if you're watching the sets, you know. I'm hitting that as hard as I possibly can until I literally cannot lift the weight up. And I do this every video, but it doesn't change. I should just be a reminder for you. You watching these videos, we get to hang out, of course. Yeah. You're watching me. I appreciate it. But, you know, I'm just here. I'm here to remind you. I'm here to remind you like, hey, train intense, eat right, and you're going to get results. Like that's really all it is. I'm just your friendly neighborhood reminder. I'm like Mr. Rogers. God, I'm probably dating myself saying that show. But if you know that show, you know, every morning he's like, good morning, y'all. Make sure you like eat your breakfast and like, oh, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, and the kids are like, yeah, you know, that's like me. But instead of the alphabet and numbers and stuff, I'm like, eat the bananas and toast and peanut butter combo and train till failure so that you can look jacked and like Chris Hemsworth at all times, right? You know, they say it's impossible to back celebrities, but I don't think so. It's a combo, right? You got to walk up there with that intensity like, I'm fucking him, right? You think a Greek god bitched out when he saw a baddie? No, I don't think so. You know, I think he's like, I'm going to take what I want. And, you know, there's a little socially different there, but you know what I mean. You got to go up there with full confidence. What's up? You know, I'm a sexy motherfucker. And I got jacked arms, so like I rule the world. You know, that's the type of mentality you got to have. You gotta think that you're the best in order to be the best. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate all your support. We're going to the moon, baby. We're going to the moon, and you're just on the ship with me. Make sure you like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Stay jacked.